family and friends. How are you? I hope you and your family are safe and happy too. Welcome to Season 2 of Aunti Oni Story Village, where everyone lives in peace and love. I'm Aunti Oni, your favorite storyteller, and I love sharing stories, poetry, and music from villages around the world. I can say hello in many languages, can you? Repeat after me and learn something new. Ni hao, makadi, guten tag, namaste, hola, bonjour, nainzio, ciao, yo manima, sawubona, tashidelek, kaya. Did you hear hello in your language? If you didn't hear Auntie say hello in your language, let me know and I'll give it a go. Aunti Oni's Story Village is for children of all ages, so listen up. Let me tell you a story. Today's classic story is based on a Russian folk tale. Some of it is borrowed from my friend Baba Jamal Karam, the story man. His version of this story is called Pulling That Yam, and you can find it in the book Jump Up and Say. So with a little this and that, I created my version just for you, and I call it Pulling Together. It has a great call and response. That's when I call out something and you respond or repeat it. So let's have fun and listen up. It was one of those hot, crazy days on the farm. The mouse, cat, dog, pig, cow, and horse were all fussing and fighting. None of the animals were getting along because they were so bored. But Ma and Pa Jefferson, the happy owners of the farm, were getting along just fine. Sitting on the front porch, relaxing, rocking back and forth in their rocking chairs. Then Pa looked out at his green fields of sweet potato leaves. Now, some folks call them yams, and some call them provisions or root vegetables, because you can eat the leaves. But the sweetest part is the yam potato that grows deep down in the ground. So Pa said to Ma, "Ma, do you think it's time for me to go and pick those yams today?" Ma said, "Yeah, Pa, you have to pick those yams today before the weeds get at them and we won't be able to eat them." So Pa got up out of his rocking chair, picked up the basket, walked out into the field, and he went right to work. Oh yeah. Picking those yams and putting them in the basket. Picking those yams and putting them in the basket. Picking those yams and putting them in the basket. Picking those yams and putting them in the basket. Ooh-wee! There it was. A big, huge, gigantic yam. Pa brushed the dirt off the top that was sticking up out of the ground, just a little, and he took hold of the long vine that the yam was growing on. And he started pulling that yam and pulling that yam and pulling that yam, but it wouldn't come out the ground. So Pa hollered out for Ma, "Hey, Ma, come over here and help me pull this yam out of the ground, please." Well, Ma came running over, and Ma grabbed Pa around the waist, and they started pulling that yam, oh yeah. Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. And Ma stopped, and she said, "Oh, well, my, this is hard work." The horse heard Ma, and he came galloping over, and the horse grabbed Ma around the waist, and they started pulling that yam. Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse stopped, and he said, "This is hard work." Cow heard the horse cry out, and he sashayed over and grabbed the horse by the tail, and they started pulling that yam. Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Cow was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Suddenly the cow stopped, and the cow said, "Moo, moo. Oh, this is hard work." When the pig heard the cow complaining, he came trotting over, and he grabbed the cow's tail, and they started pulling that yam. And Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Cow was pulling that yam, oh yeah. And pig was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Then the pig stopped, and the pig said, "Oink, oink, oink, this is hard work." Well, when the dog heard the pig cry out, the dog came running over, and dog grabbed the pig by the tail, and they all started pulling that yam. That's right, Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Cow was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Pig was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Dog was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Then the dog stopped, and he barked, "Woof, woof, woof, woof. This is hard work." Well, Cat heard the dog barking, and it wasn't at her. So she ran over and grabbed the dog by the tail, and Pa was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Ma was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Horse was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Cow was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Pig was pulling that yam, oh yeah. Dog was pulling that yam, oh yeah. And cat was pulling that yam, oh yeah. And cat stopped and said, "Meow, meow, meow. This is hard work." The mouse heard the cat cry out, and it wasn't to eat him up either. So Mouse ran over and took hold of the cat's tail, and they pulled, and they pulled, and they pulled, and oh, bam! Wow, that yam popped out of the ground. That little mouse was just the extra energy they needed. I'm telling you, it was something else. Pa and Ma and all the animals rolled the big yam all the way up to the house, and they cut it up into little pieces. Pa and Ma Jefferson cooked up yam pies, yam fries, yam cake, and yam bake, and yam cupcakes they made for their children and grandchildren. But they still had more of that big, huge, gigantic yam left over. So who else deserves some of that yam? Well, don't forget all the animals who stopped all their fussing and fighting to help pull that yam out of the ground. So Ma and Pa Jefferson cooked up some yam horse food. Eat, eat. Some yam cow food. Moo, moo. Some yam pig food. Oink, oink, oink. Yam dog food. Woof, woof, woof. Yam cat food. Meow, meow, meow. And yam mouse food. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. It was a delicious treat for everyone who pulled together. Pulling together is an English saying, but it's also the meaning of Harambe in the African language of Swahili. Do you have a name for pulling together in your language? Let me know, because it doesn't matter what language we say it in, we must always learn to pull together whenever anyone needs our help. Now, before I go looking for another story, let me tell you what happened just the other day. I went over to visit Ma and Pa Jefferson, and they had become vegetarians. And they gave me 2 big, gigantic yam pizzas. One for Baba Jamal Karam's version of the story, and one for me, because I told their famous story in Aunti Oni Story Village. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Thanks for listening, and invite your family and friends to Aunti Oni's Story Village. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. To let me know how much you enjoy my labor of love, write a review and give me a bunch of stars on Apple iTunes. Want to see Auntie? Visit auntioni.fun. Stay safe, and I'll see you later, sweet potato, after a while, honey child.